Hello guys, and let me show you what I've been up to over the last week. A lot has happened, mainly that my laser's broke and I'm really not happy about that. The design for the 737 single seat is coming on a long way, and I'll probably show you that in a later video, just so that I can sit down at the computer and we'll go through it on Fusion. In the meantime, I've been prepping. There's the cyclic, that's ready for filming now, ready to do the cyclic build. We've got the collective as well, and that's ready for the collective build. So both of those are ready to be filmed. Just got a few more bits to print, but obviously because of the low temperatures, the printers in the workshop aren't working. And the biggest thing I've had happen in the last 24 hours is the laser has broke. This is the laser tube. Now, I don't know if you can see all the cracks in it, but it clean blew the back of the laser off. There's a big hole there. There it is. It's shattered all on the inside. Some massive cracks that run the whole length. I'm not actually sure where that tube went. There's a big hole in the inner tube. So I do think I'd already damaged the laser anyway by running it too high in the current. I've got actually another one on the way, but it's going to take a month to get here. So in the meantime, I need to get the workshop all stripped out, everything back out, so we can insulate it to stop this from happening again. And then hopefully we can put a heater in there 24/7 during the cold winter months. Now it's not normally, I've been told it doesn't normally get that cold here in Cornwall because we're quite south coastish. However, that tube was completely frozen, and when I put the power through it for the LED, for the laser, sorry, it just exploded. And I'll turn you around. So the tube sat in the back of the unit here. But the worst thing was, when the tube exploded, the water cooling dripped into all the electronics. So the power units, the drivers, and the control board all got completely drenched. And as soon as I saw that, I hit the emergency stop there, and hopefully that has saved it. If not, there's going to be a lot more parts on demand. So this is my workshop, and it really is just a giant shed with 12mm tongue and groove on the sides. There's no insulation, and we've got two 2 kilowatt heaters in here, and they're not even touching the temperature. It just cannot raise the temperature in here. That's what the noise is in the background, the electric heater's running. And of course, with electricity being so expensive here in the UK, it's almost 50p a kilowatt now. My energy bills are massive. My solar panels, wow, they have not worked since the frost came. Because obviously the frost sits on the panels and it sits on there all day, and because we've had no sun, they produce no energy. However, all the lighting and the printers are run off the batteries, so they must be just trickle charging at the moment, but I've not run them for over a week. Installation is due to come on Tuesday, hopefully, so I need to get this place cleared out. I'm going to turn you around now and show you what a mess this place is, because it's just been a workshop that has not stopped producing parts for well over 2 weeks now, and it's just a mess piles up. Okay, so here we've got all the resin printers. There's the 3D printers, and there's just bits everywhere where when this thing exploded, I just shoved everything where I could to get it out the way because there was water dripping everywhere. And we're now straight into the strip, and everything started to look pretty good straight away. The hardest part was trying to find where to put the items. These printers are actually quite big. When you've got 6 of them, they fill the house up quite quickly. This is a very small house, and we really do struggle with space. So I've tried to remove most of the rubbish in here. All the machines are gone apart from the laser, which is just too big to move. I've got a couple of woodworking tools in here that are also too big to move. I don't want to leave them out in the rain. So let me get the first board of insulation in, and let's start wrapping this place up, and hopefully the temperature will increase. I'm just going to move the laser machine to one side so I've got a little bit of area to work, because it actually is quite tight in here.
Now, originally when I designed this shed, the laser machine was in the middle here. However, it's going to go in that corner out of the way. So let me just push this back. Already, because it's not in the centre of the room, I've got a bit more room. A bit more workspace, shall I say. Right, that's out of the way. I bet I can't even fit this board in here. So this is 40mm Celotex. It's foam insulation, polyurethane I think, with a silver foil front and back. Don't think it matters which way round to go. This is not a how-to video because I absolutely have no idea. I'm just going to bung it on the walls, put some moisture barrier on top of that, and then put some MDF up so we can bolt things to it. Just so we can hopefully keep the heat in. We're going to start with this panel, straight rectangle, apart from the 45-degree brace that I've just shown you. Definitely a snug fit, but that seems good. Just the corner bottom bit to go. It's now day 2, it's actually daylight so I can see what I'm doing, and we've got the first couple of walls completely done in the shed here. Let's finish the walls and then move on to the ceiling. That's the walls, the ceiling and the doors, all insulation lined. It's onto the floor now. Again, 40mm Celotex on the floor, covered by some MDF. After a late night last night, we are finally done. That is the walls, all covered in MDF. So we've got the insulation in between, and we've got the MDF that we can bolt to for our tooling and other goods. Right here, there should be 4 windows. Got to cut those out now, and we'll do that now with a router. And we are done, guys. That is the workshop all put back together and fully insulated. The temperature in here is absolutely amazing. It takes hardly any heat. In fact, the heat from the lights there and the heat from the printers is more than enough to keep this shed between 16 and 24 degrees. It gets that warm in here now that I have to open the doors to let some of the heat out. The insulation really has taken me back on how effective it is. It now means that I can ditch those two 2 kilowatt heaters and save myself a fortune. I think that's about £4 an hour. It's £2 an hour to run those kilowatt heaters. Now I can just run the machines. We've got 24 volt lighting, and that's run from the solar panels and the wind turbine outside. Most of the printers here can also be run off 24 volts because that's what their base voltage is. There are 7 printers in here. So on the top at the front, we've got the 3 CR10 version 3s. Down the bottom here, we've got the CR10 Smart Pro. And then we've got my favourite, which my very first printer was the Ender 3. And I still use that on a daily basis. That's just the curing station for the resin printer. That's the resin wash. This is the other printer that's failed. You can actually see on the screen little snowflakes, I'm guessing where the frost got in and damaged the screen. I've not checked the big printer from Creality. I think that's the LD006, and that's got a huge bath so you can make big components. And the last printer, well, this is the one I always talk about. It's the CR5 Pro, and it is actually performing okay at the moment, so I'll let that one off. And below, hopefully you can see all the shelving is in, so we've got plenty of room now to add things all the way around. Got the hoover in the corner, tool shelf there, and the laser now is in the corner out of the way with a workbench for putting the computer on for light burn there. So I'm waiting for 2 things this week. I'm waiting for the laser tube to turn up. I'm waiting for the new resin printer to turn up. So for the time being, I'm just using the filament printers, and they're going strong still. I hope you had a really good Christmas, guys. It's New Year's Day 2023 now, and I'm wishing you all the best. I'm going to go inside, finish this editing off, and then start on, or continue, the designing on the 737 single seat. Now that this shed's out of the way and I don't have to worry about it getting too cold anymore and damaging the equipment, because that was a very costly mistake. I'm just hoping the laser tubes can come in time, because the delay times are absolutely huge. Omtech, that this unit belongs to, who make it, they've quoted me 60 days minimum for the laser tube, and I've got one coming from China hopefully, but again that's quoted at 30 days. I'll catch you later, guys. So that's the big update over Christmas. It was getting the shed out of the way so then I could just concentrate on the build and design moving forward in 2023. Let's see what we can achieve. As always, sim out, and I'll catch you later, guys.